She's always teaching us about the connection between culture and food. And guess what? She's got a new book out. It's a cool one. It's called Tomatoes for Neela. She's bringing that beautiful lesson to children. Look at you, Miss Children's Book author. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited. I mean, I love children's literature, and I have bought so many books, for Krishna, my daughter, over the years. And this is based on a story that I used to tell her at bedtime because she came home wanting pomegranates in the summer.
Okay.
And I just realized that, this child doesn't live near a farm or an orchard and has no idea where anything grows, because if you're lucky enough to be able to go to a good grocery store, everything's available all the time in our land of plenty. So I started with tomatoes, and it's based on that story, and it's to tell children when our fruits and vegetables grow in what season near us, because teaching a child how to eat seasonally is also teaching them about the environment. It's teaching them about nutrition, because not only are vegetables and fruits really tasty when they're in season, they're also better for you. And it's also about cooking with your family members, every family member in the family, because I think everyone has a part to play.
This book is beautiful, by the way. I feel like it's all about love. It's got so many lessons in here, and I love the lessons of cooking and being with families. But the first thing I thought when I looked at this cover, which is really breathtaking, was I thought about you and your daughter. Like, I looked and I said, oh my God, is that Padma and her daughter, who you said is now 11 years old?
Yes.
But why, first of all, what does she think of this, and why was it important to kind of depict someone like you and your daughter in this book?
Well, when I was growing up, I didn't have a lot of books that had, characters with darker skin tones. And, I grew up with Filipinos and Mexicans and everybody. And, that was fine to have European American or Caucasian skin tones, but I think it's nice to have all kinds of skin tones for characters, for children's books, for all kids, because representation is important.
Yeah.
I want everybody and every family to see themselves in Neela and her amma. And I use Indian words, the mother has a nose ring, and they also have a grandma who's called Pati, which is the word for grandma in Tamil. And they have a relationship with her. And in the pandemic, we've all not been able to get together with grandparents. But, the grandmother has a very important part to play in teaching the child about recipes. And it's also about writing down recipes. I think recipes are a great way to teach kids all of the things they're learning developmentally anyway, like spelling, sequential ordering, fractions, math.
Yeah.
And so I did that with Krishna. When I was teaching her, when I was testing recipes, I would give her little tomatoes and a serrated butter knife, and she would write down in her notebook those recipes.
That's the cutest thing. Did this pass the Krishna test, this book? Did you run it by her? What did she think when she saw it?
I did, and she knows the story well. There was a squirrel in the initial story that I told her that got the axe, because there was a lot. There's tomato facts in the book. There's back matter about farm workers, because it's important to respect everyone in the food chain. And there's also resources for parents who want to teach their children more about farm workers and that whole situation. But also, it's really just about cooking together, because the earlier you can get children involved in the food they eat, the more likely they are to eat well. A child that has a hand in making their own food is a child that will take pride in their food. Yeah. And if you give the gift of good eating to a child early on, that will serve them and benefit them long after we're out of their lives. You can have them shell peas. You can have them break ends off beans, and it's an activity for the family to do together.
I'm just picturing you as a mother right now, and we've known you for so many years. You came on this show as we were pointing out when you were pregnant. You've had Krishna. She's now 11 years old. What's your favorite part of motherhood?
It changes every day, because she's changing every day, and so am I. And when young parents ask me, how do you get your kid to eat healthy? I say, well, how do you eat?
That's it. That's the answer.
I really believe in incorporating children into the daily life that's normal as early and as is age appropriate, but soon, Don't shield your kids from stuff. Let them experience stuff with you. Let them see you cry. Let them see you fail. Wow. If you can. I mean, she certainly sees me do all those things. I can tell you that.
Well, Padma, I have to say, this book, Tomatoes for Neela, is gorgeous. Like, every page is beautiful. It's got a beautiful story. It's got recipes in the back. I know people are going to love it, so I hope people pick it up. Again, the new book, Tomatoes for Neil. And this one you signed for me and for my girls. So thank you so much. We're going to read it tonight. And for more on that, you can get your hands on it. Head over to today.com/shop. Thank you, Padma.
Well, guys, again, you look around, the sun is out, and